You might be wondering, what could trigger an IRS audit, and how can I avoid it? Well, the truth is, audits can happen to anyone, but understanding the IRS red flags that trigger them can help you stay one step ahead. In this video, I'm going to break down what the IRS looks for when selecting returns for an audit, so you can avoid unnecessary attention and safeguard your financial future. Before we dive in, if you're serious about protecting your wealth in the next 2 weeks, make sure you click the first link in the description to get your free gold IRA guide. Thousands of Americans are opening gold IRAs to secure their wealth. Let's make sure you don't miss out on this important financial move. Now let's jump into it. The first red flag that often leads to an audit is underreporting your income. It's tempting to try and lower your taxable income by not reporting all of your earnings, but the IRS has access to a lot of information. They compare what you report with what your employers and financial institutions report to them. So, if there's a discrepancy, you could be flagged for further investigation. The safest bet? Always report every penny you earn, no matter how small. Next up is claiming a lot of deductions. While deductions can significantly lower your taxable income, claiming more than you're entitled to can raise eyebrows. Things like home office deductions, charitable donations, or business expenses are common targets. If you're claiming more than the average taxpayer for these deductions, especially if it doesn't align with your income level, the IRS may start asking questions. Always be prepared to back up any deductions with proper documentation. Another big red flag is unusually high expenses compared to income. This is especially important for small business owners. If your expenses appear too high relative to your income, it can look suspicious. The IRS may suspect you're trying to create a loss for tax purposes. While you should definitely claim your legitimate business expenses, make sure they're in line with industry standards. If you're running a small business, it's a good idea to have a separate tax advisor to ensure everything adds up. Now let's talk about large, unexplained deposits. If you're receiving large sums of money that don't line up with your reported income, the IRS will notice. It could be from a sale, a loan, or even a gift. But if it's not documented properly, it could be seen as unreported income. Always make sure that you're explaining any significant deposit and keeping detailed records. One more red flag to watch out for is filing too many years of tax returns at once. If you've missed a few years of filing and you suddenly file multiple years at once, the IRS could view that as an attempt to avoid paying taxes. Filing all at once might prompt a closer look, so it's always better to stay up to date with your tax filings. Finally, be careful with claiming large charitable donations. The IRS has specific guidelines about the value of goods donated to charity, and inflating those numbers can trigger an audit. Make sure your donations are well documented and that you're only claiming what you can prove. The IRS tends to scrutinize returns with unusually large donations, especially if they don't seem to match up with your income. So, how do you avoid all of these red flags? The best way is to keep everything above board. Always report every penny of income, don't exaggerate your deductions, and be prepared with supporting documentation if the IRS comes knocking. If you're someone who's serious about making sure your wealth stays protected, especially if you have over 100Ks in your IRA or 401k, then consider taking action today. Now, if you want to make sure your wealth stays protected and you don't end up paying unnecessary taxes or dealing with a potential audit, make sure you check out the first link in the description for your free gold IRA guide. It's perfect for American retirees looking to safeguard their savings with a gold IRA. Whether you have 100K or even $5 million in savings, a gold IRA could be your ticket to financial peace of mind. Take action now and make sure your wealth is protected for the long haul. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to grab your guide today.